Hi everyone, you're watching Dervla Clark, and welcome to those who are going to join me live and to those of you who are watching the replay. And today I'm going to talk about fear, false evidence appearing real. And I don't know about you, but fear has shown up in many ways in my life. And in my group Empowering Business Success, I posed the question, how is fear showing up in your life? And it's interesting how it shows up similarly, but also differently for some of us. And some of the ways that it has shown up for people is fear of putting them out there in our businesses, fear of learning social media, fear of going on Facebook Live, fear of not being able to retain and to implement the information that we learn. It can also show up in fear of us even taking any action. It can show up for us in not speaking up at a meeting, or maybe fear and anxiety around if we are in an office situation and there's a meeting and we don't speak up. I might have lost my train of thought there, did I? Inga, hi, how are you? I'm after eating mayonnaise, which I shouldn't have. It's caught in my throat. There you go. That's the universe telling me not to eat mayonnaise again. And it's live, so I can't hide. So there you go. This is a great way of just feel your fear and do it anyways, because going live, there's no place to hide. And that's it. It's the universe showing me not to take myself so seriously. So yes, so it can show up in many ways. And I think particularly for those of us, whether we're in business for a long time or whether we're in business relatively new, I know I can speak from my own heart and soul to say that fear showed up in so many ways for me, and surprising ways. You know, we might be confident in some aspects of our lives, but we go to do something new and that fear creeps in. So it's noticing about how does that fear actually affect you? What kind of thoughts are you having? Because we can have one fearful thought and the next thing, the chain reaction is that suddenly we have a full-blown movie playing in our minds. And of course, the end is never good. It's always a sad ending or heartbreak or something going wrong. And it's like we run these movies in our head that don't serve us. So how does that affect us in our body? Notice how fear affects you in your body. Does your body feel tight? Do you feel palpitations in your chest? Do you hide? Do you stay at home and not want to talk to people? Do you perhaps have social anxiety? I know that's something that I've experienced. And, you know, again, I talk about how in certain situations I have been and can be very confident, but then in others I'm not so confident. So it's about building up our confidence, moving through the layers of fear. And it can be, you know, this telling ourselves that we're not good enough or we're not going to get it right. So in order for us not to fail, we don't try at all. So it's very sneaky, but it's about noticing how does it show up in our lives, and to maybe journal about it, to notice where does it hold you back. And an example can be, I know I was reading Gabrielle Bernstein's book yesterday, and a place that I know it had shown up for me, and she mentioned it as going to the gym. If we feel that we're not in great shape or we don't have the right gym gear, it can maybe, oh well, I won't go at all. And actually, as I speak, I recall a conversation with a lady who wanted to lose weight, and she was talking about she wanted to go swimming, but she didn't go swimming because she felt so embarrassed about her body, and she felt she had to wait until she lost weight instead of actually going to the pool and energizing her body and getting fit in that way. So it can show up in so many different ways for us. And yeah, it's fear about writing. Are you afraid to write? Are you afraid to put your first blog out there? Are you afraid to record your first live stream? Are you afraid to record your videos? Are you afraid to travel, to go on holidays because you have a fear of flying? There are so many ways this fear can show us and keep us stuck, keep us small, keep us limited from living a life full of possibilities, because every single one of us, oh, which book am I referring to? The May Cause Miracle one, Inga. Actually, I had it on Kindle, but talking to Marcia yesterday, she mentioned it. So it's the Make Cause Miracles. I'm on day 2 of it now. But yesterday was talking about fear and to witness the fear and then to journal about how it shows up. Now I combine that with bringing in colour, you know, checking in with the body to see what colour the fear represents in my body, and I bring in a colour then to dissipate that fear and to lighten that fear. And yellow is all about bringing confidence, bringing self-belief, bringing that joy and positivity into our bodies. So that can be a good colour. Okay, you have it too. Yes, well, on Marcia's prompt, you know, we both have spoken about Gabrielle in the last while. She mentioned it, so I started it, and today it's about looking at things differently and looking at things through love. So it's very interesting. So if any of you out there have Gabrielle Bernstein's books, I highly recommend them. Now, I've just started reading and following, but you can get them on Kindle, you can get them on Amazon. And I'm not an affiliate, I'm not here to promote anybody in particular. Okay, when I think I've experienced twice as much fear, only because I was... Okay, yeah, it's interesting when we shine a light on it, yes. Yeah, because we bring the awareness to it and we start noticing it more. Because I think it can be running kind of like a silent program in the background, and we're not fully aware of how it actually does affect us. And just to give you an example of how it showed up for me yesterday, my husband started working very early in the morning, and he was travelling to a city, driving a big truck that in my head I was like, oh, is he going to be safe? And I had all this worry and fear that something was going to happen in my head. Well, thankfully it didn't. He came home and he was safe. But it's just, you know, we bring the worst case scenario into it when fear takes over. So it's about noticing it, witnessing it, acknowledging it, doing what you need to do, whether that's journaling and writing out all your feelings about it. For me, I combine that with the use of tapping, and I bring in the colour, water book, and then hooked Marcy. Yeah. So, you know, and myself and Marcy had the conversation about, it's funny how we are all connected and how one person can help each other. So even by me doing this live stream, I always say if I help even one person and inspire one person, even in some small way, well, then it's worth it to do these live streams. And yes, I had fear around these live streams, but I've moved through it and I plan to do much more. But sometimes the voice in my head does come in and say, oh, what if you say something stupid? I mean, I started coughing at the beginning of this. That's not an ideal, but that's reality. That's what happens. We're human. And it's about not taking ourselves so seriously. And I will say that if you're consumed with fear, please, please, please do something about it. I know anxiety and fear lived with me for far too long. And if we don't resolve our own fears, bit by bit, layer by layer, one step at a time, they can really be debilitating. And, you know, when I come on these live streams, I just say what comes to me. What's coming to me now is I used to be so afraid of going to funerals. So afraid of going to funerals because I was like the chief mourner there. I used to get so upset, even if I didn't really know the person in the coffin. Why was that? Because I had not dealt with my deep down grief. So I was triggered at every single funeral. And as I say, it didn't matter whether I was going because I was an acquaintance to somebody who had died. It didn't matter. It used to really, really knock me for six. Thankfully, I'm not like that now because I've worked through most of my grief. There might be bits that come up from time to time, but I have worked through that deep, deep pain of grief that I was holding. You know, there are so many ways. It can be fear of losing weight because we're afraid of the attention that we might get. It can be fear of going on stage singing if we have a magnificent voice. You know, I used to watch The X Factor and I used to think, God, I would love to help those people who are really so afraid, because you can see they've such a gift, but they're holding themselves back, and it's all subconscious behaviour. It's behaviour that we've learned at a young age. It's behaviour that we've picked up from society. But to see such talented people being held back by fear, I think is actually sad. It's very sad. So I urge you that if you have a fear, whatever it is, rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. write down your number, start taking action, and do something to move through that fear. And sometimes moving through the fear is not all sunshine and roses. It can bring up stuff. It can be uncomfortable. But transformation on the other side, the freedom on the other side, is so much better than living in that fear. And remember, fear and anxiety, they create cortisol in our bodies, which brings extra weight possibly for some people. It can bring illness and disease. It can bring headaches, tension, backaches. I could go on because I know what I'm talking about. I've experienced it in so many different ways. So we might just do 1 or 2 rounds of just quick tapping. And if you can't continue listening, just listen to the replay and just let me know how you found it. So for now, just maybe sit comfortably and just think about a fear that you have. Rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. How high is it for you? And then just tune into your body. What does that fear feel like? What does that fear look like? Is there a colour associated with that fear? For example, it may be in your chest. It may be a dark grey tightness in your chest. You tune in to wherever. It may be a sick feeling in your stomach. It could be butterflies in your stomach. Whatever way it shows up for you, do not judge it as being right, wrong, good or bad. It's showing up in your body. Your body is giving you a message. So tune into it, write it down, focus on it, and I'll just do some general tapping, just general tapping around fear. So if you're new to tapping, you can check out an introduction to tapping on my YouTube channel, Dervla.Clark. If you're not new, just let's tap and just take full responsibility for your own health and well-being while tapping. Sometimes strong memories or emotions can come up, so please just keep tapping, drink water as you're tapping or when you finish this. My connection is weak, so I'm hoping it's strong enough to hold this. Okay, I'm going to keep going anyways. Even though I have this number 10 fear in my chest, it's dark. It's actually black, and that takes me by surprise. I deeply and completely love and accept all of me. Now you might find when I say love and accept all of me, you go into a, no I don't, that's not true. That's okay. That's a trigger. That's just stuff for you to work through. So just, if you can't say it, just say what feels right for you. Even though I'm feeling all of this fear in my chest, it's dark. It feels tight and tense. It's so uncomfortable. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling all of this fear, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself for all of these fearful thoughts because I was doing the best that I could. Now tapping through the points, and I hope that you're listening. You can hear this. I see Inga may be gone again, but the connection is weak. I'm going to keep going. This fear in my chest, it feels so heavy. It's affecting my breathing. I can't relax. I'm afraid that the worst is going to happen. I'm so afraid that something bad will happen. Because every time my life starts to be good, some shit comes in and spoils it. But maybe that's just my ego attracting fear to keep me playing small, to keep me hiding. What if I can let go of this fear now? Wouldn't it be nice if I could let all of this fear go now? And if more layers of it come up, I know that I have everything within me to move through it. And if I really need support, I can reach out and ask, because there are so many people out there who know how to move through fear. So just take a deep breath in and blow it all the way out, and just give yourself time to relax I'm a bit distracted by the message now that it's weak, so I hope that it's good. So just notice now, how do you feel? Do you feel any better? Tune in to that feeling, that sensation that was in your body. What colour was it? What shape was it? Has it changed? Do you feel calmer? So we'll just go into one last round now. I choose to feel calm and peaceful. I choose to allow my body to calm down and relax. I give my mind permission to think happy, uplifting thoughts. I choose to notice when I go into a negative thought pattern and look at it with curiosity. Instead of allowing those thoughts to affect my energy and bring my vibration down, what if I can start becoming more aware of my fear? And if there seems to be a lot of it, that's okay. I'm shining a light on it. I'm shining a light on the darkness, and I can move through it because I am strong. I have moved through stuff before, and I choose to look at the BS beliefs that I'm carrying now, allowing them to lift and lighten so that I can be free, so that I can feel joy and fun and confidence and positivity in every cell of my body. I choose to feel confident. I choose to bring in whatever colour my body needs to support me in lifting and lightening my fear. And what I find works brilliant with fear is the colour yellow. It's all about confidence, fun, joy, lightness. So just imagine the colour yellow coming in through the top of your crown. Bring it all the way down into your head, and I'll just do this quickly for the purposes of this. If I'm working one-to-one on people, I would obviously be more focused on exactly what's coming up for them. But for the purposes of this, we'll just bring it down into your face, your neck, your shoulders, right down into your chest, deep into every cell of your body, every layer of your being, especially where you've been feeling that fear, where you hold your fear, right down into your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, down into your hips, your back, all the way down your spine, the bum on the seat, your legs, your knees, your shins, the back of your legs, down to your heels, your feet, each and every toe. Allow it to move deep, deep into every cell of your body, and bringing that yellow energy right back up through your body into your heart, filling your heart with joy, with confidence, with love, sunshine energy, moving it deep into your solar plexus, that area of confidence and power, and just allow it to move deep into every single cell of your being. And you can also send this out into the room that you're in, into your home, into your place of work. Send it right out to the world. And just allow yourself to sit with that. Allow yourself time to do that. And just bring that yellow energy back then right into your body. Knowing that yellow energy is going to help and heal your body. Because colour is very powerful. It has its own vibration, its own notes, and it's extremely powerful. And it can be so effective, it is so effective in moving through stuck energy. And you don't have to get lost in the story. It can lift and lighten it in so many ways. So I hope that you've enjoyed that, and feel free to share. You can check out my videos on Dervla.Clark on YouTube. Check out my blogs and all about me on www.dervlaclark.com. And if you like this video and you want to see more of them, just click on the live notifications and you'll be notified when I'm going live. You can like my page, Dervla Clark EFT, on Facebook, and share the love, because there isn't one person on this planet who won't benefit from more healing, releasing more fear, moving through the layers and the limitations, because we are underutilizing our power. We are not reaching our potential, and I know I haven't reached a fraction of my potential at this point in my life. Some people might start winding down once you hit 50 something, but not me. I'm actually revving up, ready to go. So maybe you're afraid of getting older. Maybe you're afraid you don't know what to do with your life. Maybe you're afraid of relationships. Whatever it is, tune into it, become aware, notice it, write about it, use tapping, colour, whatever you're drawn to. Please, please move it out of your body, because if you hold on to that fear, your body will manifest some illness or disease at some point, and it will affect your relationships. So the ripple effect of you working on yourself, it affects your partner, your children, your grandchildren, all of those around you, and we're all connected energetically. So let's keep working on ourselves, raising our energetic vibration and moving through those fears. So comment below, and if you want me to do more work on moving fears, just write in the comments what fear is coming up for you, and we'll do some work on it. So for now, take care, and I'll see you very soon.